All right, let us start. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame Dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipana anuttara sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Wadita Visuka Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanathana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. idang me silang magapala nyanasa pachayo hotu appamadena sampadeta sadhu. All right. Let us do some guided metta before we start the Dhamma talk. Now let us sit here wherever you are. Relax, relax the body. Let go of all the tension, tiredness, pressure. Keep the mind calm and peaceful, present here and now. Relax from the top of the head. Relax the forehead, the face and the neck. Relax the shoulders, arms, chest, stomach area, to the spine, to the buttocks, to the hips, to the thighs and knees, to the calf, ankles, soles, toes. Now relax the whole body while keeping the mind calm, clear, and alert. May I be free. May I be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May I be peaceful. May I be able to live in harmony with myself and in harmony with others. May I be well. May I be peaceful. And may I truly be happy. May I be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May I be peaceful. May I be well. And may I truly be happy. Now let us spread further. Let our metta reach out to all the beings around here in the neighborhood. May they be monks or nuns, fellow yogis, helpers, sponsors, helpers, donors, volunteers. To all the guardian devas of this center, other devas around here, to all the petas, and to all the animals, big or small, seen or unseen. May all beings around here be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all of us be peaceful, be well and healthy, and may all of us truly be happy. May all beings around here be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all of us be peaceful, be well, and may all of us truly be happy. Now let us expand further. Expand our metta, reach out to all the beings in this country. May they be humans or non-humans. May they be petas or devas, or animals seen or unseen, big or small, far or near. May all beings in this country be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all of us be peaceful, be well and healthy, and may all of us truly be happy. May all beings in this country be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all beings be peaceful, be well, and may all beings truly be happy. Now let us expand further. Expand our goodwill, metta, loving kindness to all beings in this world. All beings, may they be our loved ones, near or far away. Or those whom we do not know, wherever they are. And to those whom we dislike or those who dislike us. To all the guardian devas of the sasana. To all other devas residing in this world. To all the unfortunate beings seen or unseen. And to all the animals, big or small, far or near, seen or unseen. May all beings in this world be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings able to live in peace and not in war. Live with kindness and compassion, and not in cruelty or violence. May all beings in this world, may they all be well and healthy, and may they all truly be happy. May all beings in this world be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May all beings be peaceful. May they all be well. And may all beings truly be happy. Now let us expand. Let us expand the metta as far as it can go. Without restriction, without boundary, without exception. All beings from this universe or universes. All beings from the highest planes of existence down to the lowest planes of existence. All beings from all the world systems. May all beings without exception be free from all kinds of harm and danger. free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be well and healthy. And may all beings, may they all truly be happy. May all beings without exception be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all beings, may they all be peaceful. May they all be well and healthy. And may all beings truly be happy. May all beings be peaceful, be well, be healthy. And may all beings truly be happy. And slowly let go of the metta. Bring the mind back again to the present moment, to the body, the rise and fall of the abdomen, to the sensation. Then we can slowly open our eyes. Jilan, Jilan. R1, put number 3. Okay. All right. So Tuesday we were talking about the intentions. That as a yogi, this intention is something that we need to do it every retreat, more or less. Sometimes the intention comes more because it's a natural progress of the mental development. That is to say, it will come naturally. It will come by you seeing actual intention itself. That you see that it arises and it passes away. In the beginning of the practice, we don't see that. In the beginning of the practice, the intention is all mental label only. But you're actually not truly seeing the process yet. But when it goes deeper, the labeling and the actual process being seen together. Even you don't label it, but actually you see the process also. It comes in many forms, this intention. It can come in the beginning of your walking, that you can notice it. Beginning of you want to sit down, you notice it. You want to get up, you notice it. These are the major intentions, becomes clearer. And sometimes the minor intentions also becomes also also becomes clearer to the yogi. Yeah. Like every lifting, every pushing, every dropping also become clear. Yeah. Those things like you're moving your arms. Within like many small movements within the arms, also you may see intentions that arises. Yeah. But sometimes even like if a yogi becomes more perceptive, more sharp, then they can even notice like the consciousness that arises first before the rising take place. Uh, So even our rising and falling has very much to do connected with the mind. So that even the mind come first, then only that rising take place. If there's no that mind, then the rising does not take place. Then you're dead now. But you will eventually come within a short run. Within a few milliseconds, you will come. But that few milliseconds, you saw or you see the consciousness arises. Then it arises, it passes away, rising take place, of the abdomen take place. Then when you fall, also the same process. The this thing comes first, the mind comes first, then falling. Yeah. Then sometimes you may see, like a few rising. Sometimes there's a few staggering of the rising arises. Few rising arises. That few rising, let's say there are 3 or 4 rising. There will be 3 or 4 consciousness that arises before that rising take place. Sometimes you may see that, which is interesting. Therefore, you will see a lot of. Hold on. You will see a lot of. You will see a lot of all these. All these processes, and all these processes become quite clear. Yeah? They become quite clear to the yogis, and these are interesting. Yeah? Yeah. So pay attention to them. As you begin to see all these things, they are part of the whole system of insight, the knowledge that arises because of your precision of your noting and due to the investigation of Dhamma. So you keep more noting all these things, then all this will slowly reveal to you clearly. Yeah? So you will see for yourself in its own way. All you need to do is make sure you note your things, note your objects precisely, clearly. Now, after now, the next the talk also I was talking about suitability. Suitability in the sense of our action, speech, and thought. Whether our action is suitable or not, that also has to be initially has to be considered. At least you think about it first. Yeah. In the beginning part of it, that is how when we do our actions in our everyday life, even out there, whether it's wholesome or unwholesome, because of we learn the Dhamma and so on, then we exercise our action, our speech, our thought. With that exercising it, then we begin to notice our actions. We do something good, we perform something good, we speak something good, we think of something good, then We avoid the unwholesomeness, which is good, which is wonderful. Yeah? But in the vipassana, it goes a little bit more deeper. It goes a little bit more deeper, not just in considering, but actually you see the defilements itself or the wholesomeness itself that arising together with the mind. That is to say, you can able to differentiate what is wholesome and unwholesome. Not somebody tells you, but this thing is actually you notice it yourself. You realize it yourself. You penetrate it yourself. And this is something that not easy to be done. It takes a lot of mindfulness and precision of the mind to able to cut through whether this is wholesome or unwholesome. As much as we learn about the Dhamma, that is all the second type of wisdom. The wisdom that arises through analytical thoughts, analysis. You consider, you ponder over it over time. But when it comes to vipassana, as the mindfulness grows, then the mind be able to penetrate, as I said, into the hindrances, into the defilements much more clearer, and also into the wholesomeness, which is much more clearer. While we are here, so when we try to exercise these things, it comes again within our walking, within the sitting, within our daily activities. You also can actually notice it. In the beginning, there will be a lot of this unwholesomeness that arises. Little, compared to when you're out there. But that little is enough to block your meditation. You know? That little. So therefore, we have to go and see that little ones. In order just to remove that, then your meditation become much more sun, you know. Now you see, a lot of times we don't realize that our defilements already springs up in our meditation. Take a simple example. Here, in Santi Sukarama, this is a very good example. From your walking path, from your walking path to your bed, how far you think it is? How many steps you think? Maybe less than 20 steps, you reach your bed already. You know where I'm trying to go here from now? If you listen to my talk, perhaps you understand. But if you have not listened to my talk, you see, while we are walking meditation, walking meditation, and then you get sleepy, let's say, then what do you think you will do? Let the sleepiness go, let the sleepiness. No, a lot of times the yogis, especially the beginners, they will just walk to the bed, walk to the mattress, so nice. 一叫路來了 come,慢慢來. Ask you to come, then you sit down, they start talking to you, then you lie down, song. You say, what's the problem? After all, you're tired, go and rest lah. That's what you think. That's what you think. Just because of you got a little bit tiredness, because of during walking meditation, take it easy. After all, the Bante is not around, and go and sleep. Yeah. But that is exactly, as I said, that little defilement that you don't see it out there to you when you're not in meditation, when you're drowsy, when you're sleepy, then you go and find a bed, you take a nap, you take rest. Here, you are exercising the same thing all over again. Whenever you are drowsy, whenever you are sleepy, you just make that intention, intention to go to the bed, intention, lift, right step, left step, right step, left step, right step, left step. Wow, so nice. There you go. Right step, left step, left bam. Intention to lie down, intention. Oh, just because they learn intention. Yeah. So all these things, you have to reconsider whether the action is coming together with all this laziness of mind. Yeah. And a lot of times it comes with this laziness. So you have to consider, you have to really have to stop it. Even you know your intentions, all this type of intention, now this intention is connected with all these small little hindrances. So you are not supposed to like, just because you are drowsy a little bit, then you find a bit. So you got to override, you got to stop it. You got to stop it, carry on with your meditation, walking, sitting, walking, whatever that you are doing. Uh, but most of the time it will be like this. You have to consider, especially in the beginning part of the meditation. But when you are getting more into the retreats many times, these type of things, because you have developed a good habit right in the beginning itself, you keep on suppressing it in a way that you blocked it from happening. Then when you do it again and again, a few retreats to come, that thought now, just to go to the bed also does not arise, even when you are drowsy and sleepy. And you see how the mind changes. Just that little bit you change. And that little bit, if you don't change, as I said, when it's just like when we are our bad habits of the outside there, we carry inside here, then those things will actually block your meditation. You see why this one is a minor over here. But certain times when you need to consider also, if you are not feeling well, if you're not feeling well, if you feel like stomach ache and so on, if you need to go, you need to rest, then by all means you go ahead. But don't use those things as an excuse. You have to know for yourself. You've got to be sincere about your own actions. The teachers is not going to be sitting there beside and keep on looking at all of you. Finally, this is your spiritual path, not my path. This is your path. My job is just to guide you and so on. Yeah? And this is one thing. Yeah? For example, so we consider it whether this action is suitable for us to do or not. There are also other things, small things. Take another example, sitting meditation. Now, in the sitting meditation, for example, you open up your eyes, you meditate. Wow, here pain, there pain, everywhere pain already. You open up your eyes, just like that now, 55 minutes already. 5 more minutes to ring, 5 more minutes to ring. 备料, 备料. You want to get up already, Then, should you or should you not get up? Yeah. This is a very difficult question to answer. Yeah. Try lah, 5 more minutes. Your leg won't break lah. Tampo also cannot tahan. Won't break lah, you won't die, don't worry. After get up, you still can walk one. Just bear it through, 5 more minutes only. Override the whole intention. Yeah, because you see a lot of times we don't know the intention. We don't know the intention, sekali we already get up already. Yeah, push it further. I know beginners a bit difficult, but this thing you have to push it further. Your mind has to be strong enough. Wait lah for the 1 hour. Pakasi. You know how you're going to achieve? At least, yeah, at least that you need, you see, the sitting meditation, you need a bit of time. Not enough time. Like the kettle cannot boil. You need at least that 1 hour. Not more than that. 1 hour enough. I know it's even, as I said, the beginners is going to have a difficult time. But this is how you push. This is how all yogis push. A little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. So sometimes you have to override your whole thinking about getting up. Stay with it first. Not the aversion that arises, for example, that time. Aversion, dislike, wondering, thinking already. You see, when your pain is so much, you earlier on you try to note the pain, you watch the pain and so on, but it passed through your threshold already. It passed through your patience already. Patient no more already. Then it passed through already, then you already betahan. So that time you're betahan, that time, that is where a lot of thinking coming in. What's the time now? How come the bell not ring yet? How come is the bell is still working or not? Maybe. Is the, is anybody get up already? How's my neighbor? My neighbor still sitting or not? Yeah, my neighbor still sitting. Okay. My neighbor get up. You also want to get up. So a lot of thinking coming in, then thinking of all kinds of things, But after how many days you already here? More than 1 week already. Like still okay, no problem. So it's all about our thinking only. It makes it all one only. So what you should do, you should note the thinking mind. You should note the running mind. You should note that restless mind. You should note the anger that comes together with it. Sometimes if you're able to note those anger, sometimes the mind starts to cool down again. But the pain is still there. Then that time you can able to continue on noting the pain. So you don't get up. No? No. So this is something. Again, here, like in our doing meditation, also, every small action of ours, we have to consider it carefully. Sometimes a lot of yogis don't do that. Even they listen to these talks umpteen times already, but they don't really care. Not only themselves, but don't really care for other yogis. Some yogis are very kiki kwai kwai one. People meditating that, people turn on the fan. This yogi want to go and switch off the fan. Purposely go and switch off that. For what reason? We really do not know. Just like that, these people. So again, here, for whatever their reason is, they don't care about other yogis. They don't consider it about other yogis. They just turn on, they just turn off. After all, sometimes they think about themselves. The weather is quite cool. What for you want to turn on the fan? Waste the money. Then they go and switch it off. There are yogis like that. You go around in the meditation centers long enough, you'll find this type of yogis. You'll definitely find this type of yogis. If you are in the receiving end, you are meditating, then somebody go and turn off. Then you got to watch out for your anger. You got to watch out for your anger. Watch out for your, who is this one? Who is the one? I'm going to complain her to the Sayadaw or Bante or whoever. Yeah. So you got to watch your mind. There will always be people like that. There will always be people like in the room, they cannot tolerate each other. One want to open the curtain, one want to close the curtain. Open, close, after that, After that, they... these things happen, then, I mean, this thing really happened. These two yogi has to come in front of me just to settle the issue. Many years back, Not here, not here, some other meditation center. And the two yogis are so hard-headed, stubborn one. Wow, really tough. They can't tolerate each other. They can't give and take. Everything about their life is win and win and win other people. Yeah, but, one sulu the tiao liao. One, that type of mentality. And so they come to this meditation. Also, they cannot tolerate other people. Whatever they do is they want it that way. Other people to follow, whether they like it or not. There are people like that. Uh, you will find this type of people when you go around. But if you are like that, hopefully you change. Hopefully. But over here, a lot of you are past 60 already. Very difficult to change. Knock cannot break already. Yeah. You see, when we want to train monks or nuns, usually we train them early age. Old age one, like after retire only they want to become monk or nun. Wow, that one very hard to train one. Because all their habit is already there already. You tell them, tak boleh, cannot. Very hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Very hard to teach. Young one is easier to bend them to the wholesome path, to the more wholesome place. I'm not saying all this, but I'm saying that mostly as most like young ones able to train easier. If you're getting older, your habits becomes more or less your character already. But nevertheless, all this character can still be changed if you make the conscious effort to change it. If you make a conscious effort to change it. And here, while in the vipassana, that conscious effort means that you're mindful of it. You're mindful of your small little actions. Sometimes you want to turn on, you want to close, you be considerate for other people. Then sometimes like there's some people that I know of also. The buffet line, that mostly when we have this eating time, the buffet line. Some people, if they got fried chicken, they take few pieces one, they don't care about the last one, They go and check the buffet line, which one hold it first, Then quickly make themselves number one and number two, Or after the nuns or after the monk, Usually, then they go and stand there. Then when they take the food, they take everything first on. They don't care about other people at the back there. There are people like that. They just don't bother about other yogis. And we've seen it here. The one that I talked about this fried chicken one happened down there in this kitchen. Many years, not this retreat, not this retreat. I mean, long time ago. There are people like that. Yeah. Difficult people. Yeah. So you see, these people they don't consider. They don't take note of their own actions, and they don't realize that little greed arises, that little anger arises. All these things that arises, they don't take note of it, and all these things already spill over into their action, into their speech. And the same thing also when we are staying together. Like the moment that you start talking only, the moment you start talking, everything you think that the other person can become kawan, can become buddy on a wholesale liao, pepe lai liao, talk, chat talking. Yeah, like that. So you got to be really careful about your speech. Even sometimes your 2 or 3 words that you speak, you can be sort of like other yogis can misinterpret you, because you speak 2, 3 words only. Then you speak 2, 3 words only, and then other yogis will become very, what is trying to say? After all, we are not supposed to talk. Some people are like that. So it's better to keep it to yourself, unless it's really necessary. Unless it's really necessary. Uh, Sometimes some yogis do not know what to do, certain things here and there. Well, you can always ask them to refer to the Sister Sam, ask them to refer to the those helpers and volunteers. Not necessarily go and do things for them. So all these are our actions, our speech. You have to be careful over here. Out there, you don't consider all these small things, but here, all these small things can a lot of times comes with our small little defilements. And when you do that, when you consider it again and again, you pay attention to the thoughts again and again, then you begin to aware of your own small little hindrances that comes up, or small little defilements that come up. Then because of you able to notice those things, you stop that action if there's defilements. If unnecessary, you stopped it. Then it's good for you. It's good for others actually. Yeah. It helps you, these small little things, it helps you to pull back, to control your own defilements. So long enough, you do this again and again, then long enough, you see that this type of actions become unwholesome and become less and less and less. Not to say zero, but it becomes less. You do your meditation, you only do your own meditation. You're walking, you do only your walking. You don't go do this, do that, do other things. Some people like walking meditation, halfway they go into drinking, they go into toilet and so on. But they go in the toilet, go into drinking, it's just that the walking is so boring right now. They take a break in the toilet, sit there. You don't do anything but just sit there. So your whole intention, you see, to you, you're not disturbing anybody, but your intention is not very wholesome. Yeah? There's a bit of laziness there. Yeah? So these things, if you are precise, if you take note of these small things, it really, really helps you in your meditation. Many times, perhaps in other places, you may not hear all these type of things. But these things is I sendiri buat mana, I sendiri. Slowly you discover it for yourself. All these small little things, you slowly discover it for yourself. And then you notice that there's defilement here, defilement there. And then after you meditate more and more, then it's getting less and less. So too, your action also is like this. So you take note of all these type of small things. It become very helpful. Yeah. It becomes so, again, it becomes helpful, not only just wholesome and unwholesome, but also it's within like what is wholesome and what is more wholesome. As I said that on Tuesday, this purity of mind, as you become more mindful, clarity of mind, every moment of your mindfulness that arises, all this wholesome resultant in the future, because it's a wholesome mental state. It's a mindfulness after all. Yeah? And that wholesome mental state, because it's purified, then the resultant is very high. So therefore, other actions like service, like you want to do, say for example, sweeping and so on, not to say you cannot, but do it in a minimal will do. Not until become so tired, sweep the whole garden here, sweep until 2, 3 hours, then you sweat until then so tired, and then you want to go and meditate. Cannot, then after that you'll be too tired. So don't do that. Yeah? Other places, other monastery, you are required to do those things. You're not required to meditate like over here. So you cannot take all your own thinking from other places that you have stayed before and then you bring it over here. Then you bring it over here, then your meditation will be disrupted. So because you cannot differentiate which one is purer, which one is less, which one is wholesome, but which one is more wholesome. But a lot of times, because of our delusion, we think that something to do with action one more wholesome one. Sitting down there, nothing, doing nothing, what wholesome. That's most people will see that anything to do, something to do with action one is better for them. That's why in the world, even in the Buddhist community, we love to do dana. We love to do service a lot. When it comes to meditation, how many of you here? Yeah. When it comes to sila, people practicing sila or your morality, discipline, will be more. People practice meditation less. People practice dana, service, and so on. That is a lot. Because action, to them, action speaks louder than words. Than non-action to them. Non-action to them is just sit down there, non-action. So something to do, something that touch on, like for example, you offer a rope, offer a food, and so on. Something you touch on, they feel good. Yeah. So to them, that is much more stronger, happier. To them. But here in the mental development, then you see that as the mind gets developed further, then you only will realize. In the beginning part, you only see sleepiness, drowsiness, thinking, rising, falling, not much. You don't see that purity yet. But as you persevere, you push through, then you will see it. So in this way, in the long run, in this meditation, you begin to change your character. It changes your character for the better. Because you begin to notice all these small little actions of yours, all this unmindful speech of yours, becomes much more, you're much more aware of it. You're much more aware of its ulterior motive. You're aware of its intention. You're aware of what happened in the heart rather than in actual action or in a speech. Then not only you aware of yourself, you also begin to aware of other people. Because you begin to know yourself like that, you also know that other people, when their action and their motive, you know already. You already, because you see that from your own way, your own mind. And all these defilements, they all work in a similar manner. Because they are only falls within the 5 aggregates only. So they condition here, condition there. As you read your own mind, as you begin to discover your own mind, it makes your life more happier. Yeah? Even before enlightenment. Yeah? So this is something that we have to consider. Okay? Yeah. So now, as you the first, as I said, the first thing is on the intention that you got to take notice. Yeah? So the intention, it differentiate what is the cause, what is the effect, what is the mind, and what is the follow-up of the body action, for example. Then the second one is the suitability of our actions, speech, or thoughts. Then here you differentiate what is wholesome and what is unwholesome, what is suitable and what is not suitable to do, what is necessary, what is unnecessary. So you begin to consider it clearer, pay attention to it more clearer. The third one is to differentiate again. Now, the third one is to differentiate which is your suitable object of your meditation and which is not the suitable object of your meditation. And that also is important. Yeah? It's the suitable object of our meditation. Like, for example, while we are here, we already ask you to consider, not consider, we ask you to note your rising and falling, sitting, touching, pain, to note your pressure, hardness, softness, to note these type of things. This one in the Abhidhamma, they call it the so-called the realities. They call ultimate reality. Okay. Now, what is not suitable object for meditation? Not suitable object for meditation, as I said, sometimes I said you don't go into the story of your thinking, of your thoughts. You go into the story, then all your mindfulness will start to drop away. You don't go into your like seeing object or your hearing object. For example, you see somebody. Who is it? Who is that? Then that too is not a suitable object. Okay. I use the word not suitable for vipassana, This is suitable when you're out there, It's perfectly okay. It's only during vipassana only. These are not the suitable object. And hearing, for example, you hear sometimes like music or sometimes outside there's maybe people talking a little bit, Sometimes there's sound a little bit. Then that also you got to be careful. They are not really suitable an object for you. So there are a number of things that are not suitable objects. So the unsuitable object for vipassana, we just categorize them more or less as concept. We categorize them as concept. What is suitable object? We categorize them as ultimate reality. Okay. Now this ultimate reality, of course, includes nibbana also, but we don't have to talk it over here unless you realize it lah. Then we can talk until tomorrow morning. But now, since it's not yet, so we talk about the ultimate reality between mind and body and how they are relationship also. All right. This is important because as you meditate further, the concept and the reality, sometimes they just overlap each other. And sometimes they entangle each other. If your mind not able to put them apart, then you can be taking up the wrong object. Okay, you're taking up the wrong object. I'm going to start first. Let's say start with something simple one, which is also not so simple. Let's talk about the thinking meditation. Thinking. Let's talk about the thinking. Yeah. Now, when I said that you don't go in the story, because if you go in the story, let's say like you go into the past one, all your past memory, when you are once upon a time, you go into your stories about who are they and so on. You can recall their name, you can recall the time, you can recall the situation or the place also, all right in their mind, and it's all start playing through inside the head, inside the mind there. So if you fall into that, then you are not mindful anymore. You're not mindful anymore. Okay? So that is a wrong object. The right object within the thinking is to note the process that is occurring. That is to say, right now, the mind is processing the thoughts to arise. Okay? That processing of the thought is the present object. It's the present thing that is happening. That means that processing is a suitable object, is the right object, is the ultimate reality. But what being processed, the resultant of that processing is all your thoughts and all whatever that you see. Those are concepts. So this concept is not your object. This processing is your object. Okay? So again, let me repeat now. The concept, the thoughts, and you see all these things, it's not the right object. But the process, that mind that is processing the thoughts, this processor is the present object, and therefore it is a right, suitable, proper object for vipassana meditation. Okay? So that now I'm talking is in theory, which is good. At least, hopefully you understand. But actually when you're doing it, This thinking and all these thoughts are all sekali masuk one. It's not going to put here one for you to see. It's not going to be like that. It's all sekali, all masuk together, all jumbled up everything. So what you should do as a yogi, you should do as when the thought arises and it becomes prominent to you, then you should do not memory. Try your best not to go and interpret the thoughts. You interpret the thoughts because you interpret the time, you interpret the who is it, you interpret who are they, what situation is all that. So because of your interpretation, then it goes into thinking, it goes into concepts already. So your job is just to like pull yourself out from the thinking and note it. Thinking, memory. And as if like sometimes when you pay attention to it, sometimes you see the story go from one, another. Sometimes the story changes a little bit faster. Sometimes the story changes a bit slower. There and then there and then go. So your job is just to make sure you don't go inside the story. Yeah? Like take for example another thing like your hearing. Yeah? You sit down, you meditate, right? Thinking about hearing. So the music is there. Your Ten I Ching, all your song, all there coming out. Wow, very nice. The moment you know the lyrics,来了. You don't have to hear all the lyrics. Your mind will fill up the blanks. With the fill up the blanks, it also fill up the rhythm also. It makes the whole rhythm inside. You may not hear the song fully, but the song will be fully played inside your mind. The actual song, because you remember it. So something that you're familiar with, something you're attached to in the past, you don't have to hear it everything. All you need to hear is a little bit only. Your mind will create everything up for you after that. So what you should do again? So a yogi again, then this time again here, you're not hearing. Don't go in the story. If the story is don't go into the sound. If the sound is like music or people talking, then you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful that you'll start to interpret what is going on. Now, when you stay in overseas and meditate, very good, because whatever they talk, you don't understand. It's all noise only. It's noise only. But while you are here in a local, when there's somebody talking, if you can understand that language, your mind, sometimes it's not talking about you, also you're thinking they are talking about me. Yeah, all you need to do is to understand that thing only. And our concept, it goes into it very fast. It goes into a process of producing, interpreting, thinking, imagination, and so on, very fast. So what we should do is that make sure we're not hearing the best as you can. If not, just tell yourself, just 唔係我嘅大志啊 not my problem, not my this thing. I'm meditator. Just stay here. Don't go and fall into all this type of thing. So that you see the concept. That's what we use in everyday life. In everyday life, even that we are conversing right now, we are using so-called concept. Okay, we are using concept. It's not that it's bad. It's just not suitable object. Some people, they, sometimes they meditate. They meditate during Dhamma talk. They meditate during Dhamma talk. So what happened is this. They sit there, they say, they come and they report, they report. So Bante, when you were talking, I was meditating. So I was meditating on your words. So how? So your words are like just on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. So do you listen or not? I don't really listen. So can I do that or not? Yeah. Again here, when you tell them it's not okay, but they're still meditating. But then again, you tell them you should listen, then it's very hard, you know. Sometimes, although at certain point, what happened in their mind is that they still able to note. If still able to note, then fine. But sometimes the mind get distracted away and so on. At the same time, they are not meditating and also they are not listening to the talk. Their mind is somewhere already. Or sometimes in between, while they are meditating during Dhamma talk, their eyes become heavy already. Their eyelids become heavy, 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 heavy. They don't realize that they are already sleepy already. So, other words, they are not meditating and also not sleeping. Not listening also to the talk. Both also this one. It's always better to during Dhamma talk to open up the eyes better, less sleepy. Yeah. You close your eyes and especially this time your whole day meditate until so tired. All you need to do is just close your eyes a little bit. Sleepiness come already. So anyway, don't divert already and diverging already. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that all this smell, hearing, smelling, seeing, and so on, external objects, you got to be careful. You got because the moment you smell something, your mind already interpret it very fast. Yeah? Before you come down for your lunch, if you smell something, you already know what is cooking down there already. You already know already because your mind is forming the whole thoughts and whole idea up already. So that is called concept. So what happened? What should you do? When you're not smelling, you're not smelling, 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 smelling. So it comes back to the actual proper vipassana objects. With that, then there's a continuity of mindfulness. Let's say like you note your rising and falling, not rising, falling, rising, falling. Then suddenly you smell something. Now, if you're not mindful of that smell, you already gone into thinking already. You're going to think that means mindfulness break already. So mindfulness break already. Then you smell until you come on. Yeah. Then okay, let's come back to rising and falling again. Then rising and falling also like that only lah. Nothing but that's why there's no. You see the continuity of that mindfulness break. You know it breaks. So because you didn't make an effort to not smelling, 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 smelling. After you if you notice smelling, 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 then that continuity goes from rising, falling, it goes to smelling, 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 smelling. Then if the smelling is not too strong, then you come back to a rising and falling again. Then there's a continuity of mindfulness. That's where we tied up all the loose ends in our meditation practice. All these small little things like hearing, smelling, seeing, and so on. Seeing, you may not see actual seeing in the sitting meditation, but in the walking meditation, that is where there's another problem. Seeing sometimes, like for example, of course, like over here, sometimes you walk, then people are walking beside you also. Of course, there's always some disturbances there. But you must learn to accept. You must learn to accept that all of us are trying hard also. Yeah. If you can, there's other places less people, then go to other places there's less people. Then well and good. Okay. But if not, you must learn to tolerate. If not, you must learn to control your senses. Stay with your own path. Stay with your own movement of your leg. Just come back again. Don't let the eyes goes too much into other people. Sometimes we are very capable. Want to see other people leg, how high they go up, how far they go, how slow they go. Very capable, really. Just do your own. So it's always like that. Yeah? So be careful of your eyes. So again, here our eyes, hearing, smelling, you know, and so on. Uh, the thoughts will come a lot. You see, the thinking, the thoughts are even sometimes like let's say you are doing samatha meditation in the past, right? You do samatha meditation in the past, and there are occasions that all this type of nimitta will start to come out again. Perhaps you are good in samatha meditation. The nimitta here, that means a mental created object. The mental created object becomes obvious to you because of your past meditation development. Now, here you got to be careful. Yeah? You got to be careful that don't fall into this created object, because that created object can be looks very real. Like for example, you sit down there, sit, and then let's say that the lights all come up. The lights, why? Very clear, so clear, like you turn on a very bright light like that, a very bright light, so clear. Then you go and attach to it. You're going to take on to that light. Then you're already out of this vipassana objects already. That means you're out of the development already. Yeah? Uh, Then your job is again, if this thing happen, you have to come back again to your body. Come back above, because you know that this is not the right object to take up. Uh, or sometimes some people meditate, their imagination becomes much more stronger, especially for those people like faith orientated, for example. Faith orientated, that people a lot of faith type, they meditate, then they see Buddha come up, they see Buddha, or they see monks coming up, or they see a lot of like wholesome actions they've done in the past, like they do perform dana, they perform katina, and so on. All these things arises in their mind, and this time those things become very clear to you, because again, nature, due to the nature of mindfulness, it makes this concept also become very clear to you. That's why sometimes your past actions, past 20, 30 years, you can recall them very clearly. It's because of mindfulness, and that they become very real. So when they become like so real, then if you're not careful, you think that these are the right object for you to take up, because it's so clear. In the past, I never had this thing so clear. How can? How come this time is so clear, but it's been something great, something good? So you get attached to it. So, in other words, you're taking up a wrong object without you realizing it. So it already happened already. So you all got to be careful this type of things. Don't simply go and take up all these type of things, because when you take up the wrong things, later part defilements, it slowly starts to creep in already. All the attachment, the pride, the wrong view, everything slowly will come. And you don't realize it when you think you're still okay. So that's why these are also important, this topic. Okay. So I think we stop here for tonight, and we'll continue tomorrow night. Continue tomorrow night, same time. So share merits. Idang me bhavanam nibbanasa pachayo hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabba satanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu Anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.